Luana Williams was known to family as Laverne. She was last seen at her home in Gate Pa, Tauranga, on the 5th of June 1986 at about 8 p.m. by her partner Steve Prohl. Steve was with his new girlfriend after the pub, who lived about 100 metres up the road from where he and Luana lived on Moore Street. He left there at 4 a.m. and walked to the house. On arrival, he noticed the lights were on and the key was hanging out of the lock. On entry, there was no sign of Luana and the pets were inside, which was unusual. Also, the fire guard was away from the fire. Luana's half-finished drink and cigarettes were on the table. Parole commented every time she had a cigarette she would clean up the ashtray, yet the cigarette butts were in the ashtray. Parole was worried and went looking for her. Luana had a drug and prostitution habit and had been caught by the undercover kiwi fruit operation in 1986 and done an 18-month stint in the Arohata Women's Prison. Because of her drug habits, maybe she knew too much and was taken care of by the crowd she hung with. A suspect at the time, Paul Gaelic, a former drug dealer and friend of Parole, he had been involved in an attempted assault and gunpoint 7 years later. He was imprisoned for the brutal assault of 3 women. This had a pattern. As the attempted assault, he had waited till the husband was out at the pub. Then he went to the partner's house and attempted to assault her. Could this be what happened to Luana after Gaelic saw Steve was not going to be home? It was believed that he may have called into the Munro Street address on the 5th and 6th of June 1986 and could be responsible for her disappearance. But there is nothing to confirm this, as he has never killed anybody that he has attacked. Ross Mistewski, a friend of Luana and Steve Parole, and flatmate to Steve Parole's new girlfriend, was at the Greerton pub with Steve and Paul on that night, and Paul was behaving aggressively. The police never investigated the case back when it happened as a murder. She was just classed as missing. She was over 17 years old and had experience due to her convictions. This prejudice remained for a while. Vital evidence, forensic evidence, was lost due to missing persons case. No evidence was taken from the house or the cars. Luana's police files were destroyed at a time of this investigation, which is strange because they don't normally get shut down or goes destroyed up before 7 years. So no one knows who has authorised this. No, there is no record of who did this. That's even stranger. Luana's mother was never notified. She found out through looking at the paper. So this whole case was really handled quite badly. And in my looking at this, I was going to do a spirit box down at the falls, but I haven't got to it because of a few reasons. But yeah, she was terribly not done right by, in my opinion. And there's just sort of too many. There's a few suspects here that have never ever been really looked at. And the other side of it, was she taken out? You know, it just doesn't. There's nothing to. They can't prove anything. They have no evidence. They have no. Nobody's come forward to talk about it, and because the forensic evidence is not there, what can they do? There was a search done at the back of the property in the scrublands there, but that eventuated to nothing. The only thing that's come close to looking at where she might be body-wise was the Sensing Murder program. Two psychics came within probably 100 metres of each other and declaring where they believed the body was. One went digging and seemed to come up with nothing, but the other one did believe she had found where it was. And the other thing was, after that program, she got threat calls. You don't know what you're getting yourself into, and a few other things were said to her. So that in itself is just strange. So my thoughts are, someone knows something and someone doesn't want something found, and we don't know who the someone is. I hope the police have got further down the track with this, as I know they did with the previous investigation done. But yeah, your thoughts, people, your thoughts. Send me